Hello everyone, Derek Stam Toys, and we are back with another action figure review. In fact, we've got a duo action figure review. Today we've got Elite Series 110 Pretty Deadly, aka Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. Of course, these are some pretty nice looking figures. I did take a nice gander at them once I got them out of the plastic prison before the video, because it didn't come in the standard packaging as the Bailey here, of course, Speaking of that, if you haven't watched the unboxing video yet, well, you kind of just had 3 of them spoiled for you. So I'd say, maybe go check it out to see which the last figure I got was. I don't know, maybe you don't, maybe you just wait for the review. Either way, though, we've got Pretty Deadly here. They're already out of their plastic prison. So why don't we go over their accessories, shall we? Of course, with Kit Wilson and Elton Prince, they both come with a set of mic holding hands, a set of Slappy Boy hands, and alternative head scans. Of course, I want to say this is the head scans that came on in the packaging. I can't exactly remember, if I'm going to be quite frank. And then these are the alternative head scans. We'll take a good look at those while they're on the figure. But of course, taking a nice look at the straight face head scan, I think it looks pretty damn well. The facial hair isn't too bad. The hair looks nice. And of course, can't beat a semi-straight face scan. It is a little bit more smirking, but that is whatever. And of course, looking at Elton Prince's main, just standard head scan, this one's a bit more of like a straight face head scan. The hair does look nice, of course, clean shaven unlike his boy. And yeah, I can't really say I'm complaining too much about these head scans. Of course, this one does look a little weird because it looks like he's giving you a bit of a stink eye or something, but I don't know. Of course, they are a couple of people trying to look their best, so maybe that's what he was posing for when it came to the head scans. Of course, got pretty much the same interchangeable hands, so not gonna go over all of them there, but yeah, you got a nice look there. Of course, now getting into the figures themselves, the fun part about these two is they are pretty much the exact same figure except for the head scans themselves. So when it comes down to everything, just think about whatever figure I example with, and just imagine that for the tag team partner, because that's realistically how it goes. Now, of course, we'll just take a good look at Elton Prince real quick. Gotta look at these O-face head scans. Pretty nice detail on these ones as well. I think this one looks a tad bit better than the straight face scan. Of course, nice long hair, clean shaven. What more could you ask for when it comes to this guy's figure? It looks pretty damn accurate, I can't lie. And like I said, I do like this head scan a tad bit better. And of course, we'll take a good look at Kit Wilson as well. His O-face head scan isn't exactly the best. I do like it a tad bit better though, which is funny because oddly enough, I thought I would have liked the more basic looking head scans a tad bit better, but no, I do like the O-faces a bit better. The expression faces are pretty nice, especially for figure photography, which when you do a pic fed, you're technically doing a lot of that in a sense, so it's nice to have some expression faces every now and again, though certain ones definitely are not the best. We can all be down to say that, but now of course you may notice with both figures they've got the nice cloth accessory here, and that is actually removable, though I do have to remove the hand, so we will take a good gander at that here in a little bit. It does feel really nice. I don't know exactly how accurate it is to the base attire itself, but it's a nice little mesh pattern. Let's be honest, if they had a blue Lita or whatever, this would probably look good on her. But other than that, looking into the attires themselves, because like I said, they are both pretty much the same. You've got the little waist belt, or I don't know exactly what to call that here, but it sits high up on the waist. It is movable, like you can pose it around with the figure. I did test, you can pull it down, but it will just ride back up, so I guess that's something I guess you could keep an eye out for, though it's not the biggest ordeal. Of course, you've got the nice little, like, bedazzled design going down here. Sadly not sculpted, but what did you really expect? He's got the double jointed knees, pinless of course, because that's the way they are going nowadays, which kind of sucks, but whatever. Got some pretty nice looking boots here as well. I can't complain. I'd probably use those on a custom of myself just because I think they look pretty brutal with the little red splotches at the bottom and stuff. I don't know, it just looks really cool to me. I don't know how I feel about the pinless knees though, because they are a tad bit stiff. We'll go back to that. And he is on pine cone joints from what it seems like, so I will forewarn you guys, you may have to heat treat these. They may have a bit of D'Lo Brown syndrome, as I call it at least, because when it comes to the D'Lo Brown syndrome, that's when the leg won't pose anywhat forward at all. This one seems to be doing just fine though. We'll also say sorry if I was just kind of covering my microphone there. Forewarning, I do this all with a cell phone, so. But as I mentioned earlier, the removable top, that's how it is removable, is the Velcro from the back. You pull it from the front and you take it up over the arms. Might be a bitch to get this back together, but this one wasn't really holding as well as his tag team partner here. Just to take a quick little gander at his tag partner's attire. As I mentioned, pretty much the exact same. I don't think there's really any difference in the attires here. Maybe a bit of the pattern I'm noticing, but they are pretty much just the exact same figure, which is kind of nice that there may be a little bit of a pattern difference on the tights, so they're not exactly the same, but they definitely do look exactly the same from certain, like, points of view. And with that being said, you know, of course, we'll just take a quick gander at the pine cone joints here as well, because like I said, they're both on pine cone joints, but they both are actually posing pretty well, so I got fairly lucky, though the double knees with the pinless joints are definitely fairly stiff. Not complaining too much here. Of course, you know the modern day Mattel formula. He's got the double jointed arms, can move side to side 360 with the waist, has good ab crunch, especially because of the torso choice, with it being a Daniel Bryan torso. At least from what I can tell, I don't think it's anywhat unique really. And yeah, there's nothing too special about these guys articulation point wise, so I'm not gonna break it all down for both of them. And with that being said, why don't we maybe get these guys all posed up, take a quick gander at the shirts being off or whatever. I don't know, we'll figure it out here in a moment. Now, here's a quick little look at both figures with the little crop top mesh shirt thing off, just so you can get a good gander at them both. Yeah, they both do come with bare arms, no wrist tape underneath, so maybe that's something you guys can consider for customs and stuff of that nature. But as I did mention, they definitely are both on the Daniel Bryan torso, which I can't say is a bad thing, though I don't know exactly how accurate it is. But it did answer a question of mine that I was having when it came to these figures, and now I may have to attempt to do something that me and a buddy of mine, of course, if you've been watching here for a little bit, you guys would know him as Action Figure Universe on Instagram. Me and him were talking about a potential group idea for the pick fed when it came to these guys, and seeing how the figures are, I may have to get an extra one and make a custom out of it, just because I kind of like the way the formula sits. I don't know if the skin tone is 100% accurate, but Worst case scenario, I buy a basic of that guy or something that may be a bit more accurate. I pop it onto this body and boom, I feel like I could make a pretty deadly trio for the pick fed. Maybe you guys may have in mind what that could be, but with that being said, what would I rate these what would I rate these figures on a scale of 1 to 10? Don't mind my little botch there. Knowing how these figures pose around, knowing how the accessories are, how they look, I can't complain too much. I think these are pretty solid first time in the line figures, as I do want to say these are first time in the line. I don't think they've had any basics yet. And with that being said, I think Mattel nailed it 100% of the way. I don't really have any complaints at all. Maybe the head scans could have been a bit better, but for first time head sculpts, it's whatever. Even though Mattel will probably use one of these two sets of head scans for the next 5 years of their career if they stay with the company. What can I say though? What can I say? Let's give these guys maybe an 8.5 out of 10. Almost damn near perfect. Maybe a little bit more could have been done. Maybe we could have gotten some blue wrist tape for those of us that aren't going to use the mesh tops on these guys. I don't know, because it is actually pretty accurate to most of their matches that they wear the mesh top, but I don't know, maybe that bothers some of you guys, maybe it doesn't. Either way, with that being said, what would I give them on the Meltzer scale from a 1-star match to a Young Buck match or a Kenny Omega match? I don't know exactly what you would want to say there. I say Young Buck match because I feel like it's a bit more funnier to think, especially with them having the Meltzer driver. Anywho, too deep in thought there, I said 8.5, so why don't we give these guys a good solid 3.8 maybe? 3.8 out of 5 I think sounds pretty good to me, and that does rate for both of these figures. Of course, I didn't have any errors or defects with these ones, so I can't scale one higher than the other based off of personal experience. As of course, these are all pretty biased, I guess you could say. Maybe you get yours and you're even more happier with them. Maybe these two are your favorite tag team, your favorite wrestlers, whatever the case may be, so you'll scale them 10 out of 10. I don't know, that's all on you though. And with that being said, I don't really have much more to say, so with all that in mind, feel free to like the video if you liked the video. If you didn't, womp womp, I guess. I can't say I care too much, but if you did like the video, feel free to go check out some of my other action figure content. Got 2 more action figure reviews guaranteed to probably be done by the end of the night. I should have a package coming tomorrow, as it did update me and tell me that I have one arriving tomorrow. Should have one coming in Saturday. Should have a few coming in Monday. And God will understand the rest from there, because I should have a couple more packages on the way as well, as I did get a little trigger happy when it comes to some recent releases. But I've got a lot of good stuff on the way, so keep an eye out for whatever your heart desires, really. But other than action figure content, when it comes to reviews, we also do unboxings as seen earlier on in the day, and or we do pick fed content as well. Taking a quick little gander over here, this is currently the match I'm working on. Got Big Dawkins right here. So, well, we'll figure out who wins this match when the time comes. Episode 11, keep your eye out for that if you are interested. And with all that being said, there's just a couple more things I have to say. First of all, feel free to go follow me on Instagram under the same name of Derek's Damn Toys. I think it's all lowercase though, but if you keep your eye out, you'll notice the same picture I use here on YouTube is also the same picture I use for my Instagram. So if you would like to, feel free to go follow me on there. Tend to post quite a bit of updates when it comes to when stuff is out and or pick fed content. maybe you'll get a little sneak preview on certain things. Episode 11 I haven't done too much on yet, except for a few select people. They know a couple of things, but they still don't know too much yet. Either way, with that being said, on top of it, if you could, feel free to help me out here at the channel by subscribing. You know, we're at 228 subs as of recording this, because I did actually take the time to go check it this time, unlike with the unboxing video yesterday. And with that being said, you know, the end goal is at August 18th. We're trying to get to 250. That's the goal technically for the whole year. But if we can smash it out of the park, you know, get to that goal at the 2-year anniversary, who knows, maybe I'll have a special little video planned up there. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just kind of talk about my second year in full here on the channel again, like I did with the first year. I don't know. With that being said, well, I kind of forgot how I tend to do my outro, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, with that all being said, have a good rest of your night, evening, day, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone, nor do I wish to be, but if I were, where would I be? I don't know, nor do I really care. Just hopefully you're not in my time zone, if anything, alright? Now, with that being said, we're signing off. Deuces. Ooses. Bink! I don't know why. I feel the need to knock something over at the end. Sorry, not sorry.